Never fear of missing out by clicking that subscribe button and becoming another member of the Babylonian family.
Good day to you Babylonians, welcome to another legendary guide, and today we are looking after the most sought after legendary gun for Technomancers in terms of a firepower build that I am still yet to find after 144 hours of playing this game. It's the Inferno Seed Burst Rifle. Now we're going to have a look at a few of the stats, but first,
Babylon is now partnered with Raffled Up, the one-stop shop to have the chance at scoring yourself some great tech at a low price. Raffled Up has made over 1,800 people happy with their competitions, ranging from store credit, GPUs, VR sets, and even full-on PC rigs to take your game into the next level. Keep your eye out for mega bundle competitions too for your chance to win several £1,000s worth of gear, all for less than the cost of a chippy. If you fancy your chances, make sure to use our partner code in the description below and save yourself some money while also supporting us as a channel. Best of luck and enjoy the content.
so that's right, we're on to the Inferno Seed Legendary Burst Rifle. Now this is one I've been trying to grind for, and I'll be honest with you, I've got basically 144 hours on my Steam account to be able to try and get this, and I have yet to see this drop. So the gameplay you're going to see in the background is from Danwaz. Now he was quite lucky to be able to get this, he was quite fortunate, and because I've managed to level up one of his Technomancers, his build's still coming along. It's not quite to the same degree as mine, but it still should show off this gun to the fullest of its extent. So what makes this so good? Well, if you've ever been a Technomancer and you've heard about the Earthborn Renegade Assault Rifle that swaps to a Burst Rifle, and obviously that being really, really good, this is technically the legendary version of that. Now, this comes with a Tier 3 mod of Wrath of Moloch, which has the critical hits cause an explosion, dealing 161,541 damage and inflicting burn on enemies within a 5-meter radius, and this refreshes every 3 seconds. Now, the reason why I say this is kind of like the Earthborn Assault Rifle is because Bone Shrapnel, which is what it normally spawns with, or what it rolls with, is essentially a killing version, on a killing shot version of what Wrath of Moloch will do. Now obviously Bone Shrapnel deals with bleed and Wrath of Moloch deals with burn, but they kind of work the exact same. Now the only the comparison that can be really made is the fact that Wrath of Moloch goes off of critical hits, so it's a bit more consistent for when it comes to elites, but when it comes to killing like ads and all that, Bone Shrapnel refreshes a lot quicker, but happens on a killing shot. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts there. Obviously it's personal preference. The Earthborn is obviously a lot easier to be able to obtain. The Inferno Seed is still a very good variant that's out there as well. So looking at the stats as well, so this rolls with crit damage and long range damage, which is perfect for Technomancers. It also does roll with status power, which is obviously okay for the toxic and any kind of burn that you're going to be inflicting with this gun. It only adds a little bit of extra damage. It's not exactly going to be game breaking or anything, but it's still there. It's a nice little roll. The clip size is 30. That's pretty much standard. The rounds per minute is 367, which is kind of like standard as well for the tactical variant. The damage on Dan's version of 79,399 firepower is 6,080. The reload is 1.5 seconds, which if you're doing a Technomancer firepower build right, you should never need to worry about. And the crit multiplier is 164%, which is okay. It's not necessarily good for Embalmer's Rage, because Killing Spree, which is what Dan's got on this gun at the moment, will be able to get you to 75% instead of just the 64% extra crit multiplier that obviously that gets added on. So if you was to look at what kind of combos that we would be doing for kind of mods for this, Dark Sacrifice and Killing Spree are your two main go-to ones if you're using this as a Technomancer. Now you can use this for other classes. Pyromancer might be able to actually benefit from this because of all the burn that it can be inflicting, and obviously in a certain radius, but with how this is geared up and with how the game is developed and how the game kind of works into long range damage for Technomancers, this is primarily a Technomancer gun, and then obviously in other classes they can use it to a certain effect as well. Now usually I do a section to say whether it's the gun or whether it's the mod that actually makes this legendary, and the tier 3 mod is brilliant, don't get me wrong, it is definitely good, but if I try to make some kind of argument to say that the gun is legendary, apart from the fact that it's pretty much outstanding in terms of the visual aspects of it, and that makes it different from any other gun that's out there that isn't a legendary, the stats are basically the same as any kind of purple burst AR. You're not really going to be seeing much of a difference swapping similar firepowers from this to the Earthborn if you were lucky enough or you were early enough to be able to roll for those. So I guess in that sense it's just kind of common sense to for the tier 3 mod to be good. But then would you put this tier 3 mod on anything else? Now, like I said, pyromancers can probably benefit from this, from the fact that it does inflict, it does go out there, it does inflict burn, and obviously within a certain radius, which is great, and obviously they can benefit from that. But as a Technomancer, you wouldn't necessarily benefit from that unless you were going into some kind of status power build. So the platform itself is for Technomancers, top tier. If you haven't got yourself an Earthborn, then that's 80, 90k firepower upwards, then this would be your best thing to try and find. If you have got that purple Earthborn and you farmed it before now, then you might necessarily just give this a miss, because there's not enough of a trade-off to be able to convince you to swap over. That pretty much sums up what the Inferno Seed actually can offer you to your build. Now, is it a good gun? Yes. Is it something that you should sort of like look out for, and obviously in your travels, and be able to use? Yeah, you should do. And so this would be great in any kind of firepower build, but primarily it would be great in a Technomancer firepower build. So yeah, go out there. If you can find one, keep hold of it. Obviously, the higher the firepower you can get, the better. But if it's anything that's under 80k, you're probably better off trying for the Earthborn and just rolling that and just getting that to all the way up to level 50 and just doing it that way instead, because you're just going to benefit from it more that way, and you might as well just have the tier 3 mod in your library. So that pretty much sums it up. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've enjoyed the gameplay in the background. Please make sure to drop a comment to thank Dan Wes for being able to give me this gameplay, because I'm starting to pull my hair out from the fact that I can't find this. As always, drop us a like, drop us a subscribe, and I'm going to leave you with a little bit of an outtake, because Dan decided that he wanted to do the little sing-song for this episode, so enjoy that right at the end here. As always, keep yourself safe, keep yourself well, and I'll see you on that next video.
Beautiful spin. Beautiful spin. This is a 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 beautiful spin. It has spun nearly twice, and that is all I'll do. Ooh, for you.